something is rotten in Denmark. Can you please check your settings?
Better?
Yes, right now is better. I can hear you. Please say something,
Alright.
like try to sing a song.
No, I'll pass that opportunity. Thank you.
Hey, greetings and welcome to Clopoyaur TV. Nice to see you. Greetings from all the Clopo crew that has gathered around. Can you believe we have like 170 people watching us? I mean, I didn't even thought that there are 170 people left in Erepublik.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. It's probably all the dead people coming.
We're back from the dead.
I'll see that.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me present you IpSiArt, the one and only president of Lithuania, the one that... Okay, tell us more about you. Of course, you are from Lithuania, tell us more. I mean, we are seeing a bright, beautiful young man, tired after playing 13 years of Erepublik. Tell us more about you.
Me as a player or me as a person?
First you as a person, after that, you know what's here? 4 pages of questions for you as a player.
I'm already nervous about that. So, yeah, I'm proud Lithuanian, I guess. I'm a computer science student. I'm 23 years old, and I mean, I love metal music, I love Lithuania, I love Lithuanian folk, I love history. I don't know what else there is to me, but I'm sure there's something.
Thank you very much for this short introduction. So let's jump into the real thing. First of all, we know you were banned. We all know it was because of this bug. First of all, explain us for noobs like me how this bug actually worked. What did you have to do in order to activate it?
Actually, I have visual representation of you for you.
Okay.
If you give me a second.
Sure.
It's the original video that started it all. My mouse is not very responsive. A second.
No problem. We can wait.
So basically, you would use boosters. So basically, you start by starting deploy. And when the bar is at around 35%, you just use a booster and goes back, and you go forward like that. Like it gives you like extra 20% of damage.
20 extra% of damage? Nice.
It depends on how many you use. And if it's like higher, I just send you the representation, the first one, the original. The man who started it all, the legendary Golden.
Okay, we will check this this in a bit. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, I have to download it in order to play it on stream. Okay, this is how it works. How did you find out about this?
It wasn't me. It was Golden, the legend.
The legend, the Macedonian one.
Yep, the same one. The one that was banned like 30 times already.
So he came to you and says, "Hey, I have something for you," and you said, "What?" And he told you, and you actually saw, "Oh my God, it's working." What did you say in that moment?
To be fair, I was arguing with him because like we had an issue in there. So at first I ignored it, but then I realized it's a big thing.
Weren't you afraid of being something illegal, or you said, "Okay, everybody's using it, I will do it as well"?
We were the first ones to use it, but the thing was, we were in the big trouble. Like most of our countries was wiped, we had really no other option except to take radical moves,
So
to move forward.
This
it was desperate.
So actually, how long this exploit lasted?
I'm not really sure. The Golden sent me on November 2nd, and I'm not really sure. Maybe it was till December before Christmas, I think.
Mm-hmm. And how much progress you did in this period? Can you estimate? I mean, did you notice something like noticeable going from legend to, I don't know, 2 to 20, or how did you quantify the progress?
I was Legend 20 for 2 years at that point,
Oh,
so it's not really relevant to me.
sorry, this was a newbish question from a player that hit Legend 20 only this summer.
I mean, everyone takes their time, it's alright.
So did you notice the major improvements on the battlefield? You said the alliance was in a bad situation. Did you start winning using this?
Well, I mean, it was a large thing, I cannot deny that. But also, like, we got a new team, we were very active. Before the bug, we got finally some Balkan region back, which is a big thing when you are wiped. So we started moving, but that bug gave us the big push forward.
So it was an opportunity, and you took it. When did you realize the bug was gone? What was your reaction when you do it and actually didn't work?
Well, I mean, I was feeling guilty about it all the time, to be fair. So I was okay. I mean, I didn't really need it in the first place, so.
Okay, so you said you found out about this from Golden. From what I saw in the bandwave that Plato made, the vast majority of the players are belonging to the Asteria Alliance. How were you able to keep these secrets so good that basically only you were able to use it? Because I remember back in the days, no matter how good I was keeping secrets, I was president of Romania a few times. I had my good share of I don't know, crazy things in the game as well. So no matter how good I was keeping secrets, one way or another, the guys from the other alliances were able to find it. How come this secret, I don't know, was so well kept? What was the thing that kept this secret so well guarded?
To be fair, I have no idea. Like, I was surprised as well that they found out just now. Like, I thought it was leaked long ago, but I think it was the problem that we were in the big trouble. Like, we had serious issues, and the leaders who knew the bug told it just to serious players. Like, just not someone they would trust. That's 200 people, but it's still
it's like the core people that people that were trustable.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Lithuania just 3 players, so I mean, for Lithuania it wasn't necessary as well because we didn't have any major wars at that time. So yeah, but in Macedonia it's different thing.
While using this bug, did you ever thought about reporting the bug, or did you ever thought about this being something illegal?
I did it the first day, and I'm sure the bug was reported many times. I'm certain about that. Like,
but did you personally do it?
I don't remember actually now, but I don't think I did personally.
Okay. So that was from the first day. After the bug was fixed, were you actually more afraid that there will be consequences, that you will be banned, or what were your feelings when you saw that this was fixed?
To be fair, I was sure I wouldn't be banned because admins knew about it. Like, that's the thing about this game. We knew it because we had to push the balance, and I mean, admins are profiting from when both sides are like at the similar levels. So, I mean, I think admins expected us to push the bar, and they allowed it. So, banning us afterwards would push the balance back, and it would ruin their profit. So, I think that was the main thing that was saving us.
So, do you want to actually say that that means we're in duplicity with the people that knew about this bug? Exploit?
I'm 90% certain.
Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, in the first place, they fixed it. So they knew there was a problem. They knew it was exploitable. And they just fixed it, and almost it was before for them. So they just like, oh, okay, it's fine. We fixed it. Everything is good. There was no need to do anything. I don't think it's a fair outlook. I mean, end of the point.
Yeah. However, after 1 year, first came the 10 ban and then the permanent ban. did you expect it for this to happen?
I definitely didn't. But it wasn't. I don't. Also, it was more than a year. It's nearly a year and a half now, and yeah, it wasn't expected. But and I didn't think admins would react to that. But I think there was higher forces pushing. Let's say.
So why do you think why do you think that means reacted only now?
Few reasons. I mean, just the theories I heard. One that there was legal case from opposite side. Other that investors were in touch with other sides, so they decided to take action, and that's therefore the reaction.
Can I ask you where do you know this intel?
I don't know it. It's just things I heard from Asterian and Hydra headquarters.
So it's a presumption, so to speak.
Yes, I have no proof, obviously. Mm-hmm. Just the way admins work. All conspiracy theory.
So right now the permanent ban came like unexpectedly when you basically forgot about this, right?
Yep, it was long forgotten. It was like just inside joke at this point, and it wasn't so funny after that anymore.
So right now that you're banned, what will you do? Will you play on another account? Will you restart the game? Because let's face it, Erepublik was a big part of your life, for sure.
I mean, that's the thing. I spent a decade on that account, and I mean, it's a decade of work. So, like, would I want to return to something I invested a decade in? I don't think so. Like, you know, it would feel in a way when I see you have like a major account that is no longer there. I have no point to come back.
Okay. You told us how it felt for you. You saw an opportunity. You took advantage of it. Somehow the balance in the game was a bit restored. How would you have felt if you were on the opposite side, on the code or let's say enemies of Asteria, and you would have seen this? How would you have reacted? Let's say if the code would have done this, what would have been your reaction?
I mean, usually I'm not a reactive person. Like, I'm not very public, so I prefer to be silent. So public it will be nothing, but of course I will be upset about it. Like, yeah, it's unfair. I agree.
Okay, you said that admins knew about this, they did not react at the right moment, they reacted right now. Well, if you were in Plato's shoes, what would you have done in this situation?
Personally, I would try to either, okay, temporary bans were fair enough, but perhaps, I don't know, like, taking 20,000 gold away from each player, or either that, or refunding code for that period of time. Like one of the two. But I don't think temporary bans were uncalled for. As like admins, at the end of the day, it's fault of admins that existed. We used it, but it was made by admins, so.
I know.
And I mean, let's say it was 20,000 away from each player. That's like 4 million away from all players. So of our side, I'm sure everyone would be happy about that. I mean, I wouldn't be happy about that, but it would be a fair punishment.
I mean, better alive than dead, right? Better alive and poor than dead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd rather have 20,000 gold away than thousands of my hours gone to nowhere.
Do you think the punishment was too harsh?
I do think so, because it's a year away. Like, I think in real life it would be like when 25 years passed after the action, it's no longer punishable. I think the same thing here, in my opinion.
I also do agree that the measures were taken a little bit too late, and because they were taking that late, as you were saying, I also would not want to be in Plato's shoes.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Okay, right now I've prepared 7 very specific questions, And it's like the part of interview called yes or no. So I will ask you the question and you should answer with either yes or no. Okay?
Okay, that's a bit boring, but okay.
Okay, you can take a little bit of tea over there. I will drink a little bit of water. So let's chill out.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, question number 1. Yes or no? Do you know any player that knew and used the exploit that is still unbanned?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think the ban that you and the other 180 people received is fair?
No.
Okay. Do you think Plato did this banning thing to restore the balance in the game in terms of forces between alliances?
Yes and no.
Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Will it come back into the game?
No.
If you would be able to turn back time, would you do this the same way?
No, with the things I know now.
Oh, so better said, now that I know I banned, the answer is no, right?
Yeah, it's correct.
After this exploit occurred, did you purchase any packs with euros or only with euros? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully these were not so harsh questions. There were already 7. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I was
So
expecting something worse. I mean, also, would you mind elaborating on the first point?
Of course.
So that's the point also that's unfair about bans. Like, I'm fairly sure that admins just looked at accounts they reported. They didn't do proper investigation. Like, just the ones that we report. Because there are some accounts on other side now who are not banned. So it's a bit fishy, to say the least. There's neutral accounts. I mean, there's quite a few. But the punished ones all on our side at the moment, so...
But you said earlier in the interview, you said that the secrets were well kept and they did not escape to the other side. And right now you are telling me that there are also players on the other side that survived?
Things changed since then, so... I mean, it's reasonable amount of time, so something's changing game, alliance-wise.
Can you please repeat that? Somebody hit the follow button and basically it jammed you. I will make sure that this doesn't happen. Sorry about that.
It's alright. What I was saying, I said that something changed since then, so there was some changes in players as well, so...
Oh, players that migrated from one side to another?
Correct.
Okay, is there anything about this this thing that you wanted to say and maybe I didn't ask you?
Nothing that I could think of at the moment.
Okay, you said that you played this game for 13 years, a lot of time invested in the game. Is this your first account or you played on a different account until you ended up on this one?
I played on a different account. It's my inheritance.
And of course, like I ask every question at the beginning. Did you have clones?
No, I haven't.
So you're one of the clean players. Welcome to my club.
Thank you.
I'm one of the pushbacks that never did that. However, I invited all my co-workers to make Erepublik accounts, hoping that I will get the Society Builder medal. So they played for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, and then exactly when I had to receive the medal, they given up. And I ended up with only one co-worker, which is still playing today.
Oh, damn. That's a nice amount of gold. Personally, from that medal, I was spamming emails in Travian. Remember that game? It was hard work.
Yeah, I also played Travian. How much time did you allocate it per day to Erepublik? Because Okay, you're a big tank of the game, but you're also president of Lithuania. You were involved in the alliances. How much of your time eRepublik acquired in these 13 years?
Oh my god. That's a uncomfortable question to answer because it's fair. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like depending on the day. At the, I mean, at the end, I wasn't playing it as much at all because, I mean, game sort of lost the point. But before, like, if there was a major battle, entire day perhaps, because like I have to look it, we have to tank entire day. I mean, it sometimes requires time when you are playing it on a high level, let's say.
Yeah. So okay, what are the requirements for an eRepublik player to be a hardcore player like you? I mean, if I want to be the big tank, if I want to lead an alliance, if I want to play an important role in a game like eRepublik, what qualities do I have to possess?
I mean, preferably you have to be super rich, preferably millionaire. That's the easiest way. Otherwise, you have to be really, really strategic about your resources. Personally, for me, it was a big thing about image, to think that I'm older guy than I am. Just for the strategic purposes. I mean, but you have to spend quite a lot of time if you don't have the money. Like it's basically a war at this point.
So you are on the rich side, or on the guy that has to spend a lot of time in order to get the money side?
A lot of time, unfortunately.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
just the other way.
Can I ask you something private? Like, do you have any idea how much did you invested in the game?
I did check that. So yeah, it's alright. So basically, like a year ago, so basically this account had two owners. I can say that now because I won't be double banned.
Yeah, you cannot be double banned.
So basically, 5 years ago, I inherited this account. Like, it's another story anyway. So like 5 years ago, I became the IpSi, so I took up an account. And like after a year, I checked what was the balance of the account. It was over 10,000 euros. And personally, I spent around 2,000. Not that major. I mean, for the amount I spent.
That's nice. It's roughly the amount that I spent for myself while also. Because I just said that before the start of the stream that only for the power pack challenge I bought like 800 power packs, so yeah, that's a lot of money. Let's not talk about that.
It hurts saying that, doesn't it?
But I'm not rich at all. I'm coming from a country which that is not rich.
I mean, if it gives you fun, it's alright.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You are coming from a country that is that doesn't have many players. You are not from Romania, Serbia, Poland, countries, or Macedonia or Greece that are having a lot of players. How come you were still able to be an important figure despite coming from a Baltic country, generally a small country in eRepublik, a country like, I don't know, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, or okay, I mentioned the Baltic countries. These are considered like small countries, not insignificant like North Korea, but small countries. And how were you able to make yourself a name and put, let's say, Lithuania on the map?
Basically, the example you mentioned, Macedonia, is like fair comparison. Like they are also not a big country. They are smaller than Lithuania actually, but they have a few players who are really, really active. And, just making this core who is like invested into game and willing to spend time and some money just to get going, to get some money to like work together. Like basically when Lithuania got strong, there was 3 players. And like at the old times, 3 players was enough to push over the boundary. Like
It was you, Magnus, and
no, it wasn't Magnus at that point. He came later. It was basically me, Littlest Fairy, and she's a fairy. She's a gun. Sorry. Unfortunately, they do not play anymore. But like we made strong core. We raised our legends quickly. That was enough to push over the limit to be a significant country. because like at that time there was no Legend 20, nothing, and I became like Legend 10, and that became really significant. Like it was enough to fight many players at the same time, so we used that to our advantage.
Yeah, you are some kind of romper of V1, right?
Yeah.
If you remember those
so.
times.
I used somewhat, but yeah. But I remember when I became Legend 20, game became totally different thing. I think I was like among first 5 players perhaps to get Legend 20, and there was no Legend 20 anywhere at all. So when I was shooting, it was a big thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was struggling, so it was enough to fight 20 players at one time. So
it was like Tomahawk Apesy, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, let's get back to the alliances and the nowadays thing. What do you think it's Asteria's strong point at this moment, or was before the ban wave? Why Asteria was so dominant? Was it because of this exploit, or there were also other things?
So basically, the thing that happens when you are dominating, like there are some countries who just fight for the side that is winning. Like, I won't say examples. I don't want to push them down. But,
well, you're banned anyway. You can
when
do
you start winning, I mean, Brazil is always changing side. Like whatever happens, they are on their side. So that's one example. So these countries should help to kill the balance and totally kill the, and also at the same time there before the bug, I believe Turkey and Greece boycotted the game because they believed something was unfair. So that made major impact for them as well. And we gained like super active core who helped to do tactics and such thing. I think that was our strong point. And also, personally, I'm not Asterian. I'm from Hydra. And I believe like our small core also can do like major pushes that shift the balance as well. So
yeah, that was a strong point. What do you think are the weak points of Asteria?
oh boy. Once again,
disclosing secret information. Yeah, no. One of the weak points is the fact that Ips is banned. Okay, we know that.
Yeah, I mean, I can say now the weak points as we are all banned. So, I mean, I can talk all I want about Asteria as well. Like, once again, because I'm Hydra, and we had issue with Asteria as well because like they do not communicate with their allies as equals sometimes, and that could push countries away. That was a major weak point. Like there's a lot of elitism going on, which is a big problem. Yeah, I would say that is a major drawback.
Well, normally this comes when you are in the lead for a prolonged period of time, like Asteria was. Let's talk about code or the other side. What do you think is their major strong point? Especially right now when basically they are coming back.
Well, I'll be fair, it's visas. Big money. Like always, Asteria wasn't as rich, but on the other side there was big MasterCards, which was always their strong point. Like the push Hungary made during the Black Friday, it was really major. Like no one expected them to be so strong, but yet they spent a lot and they did a lot.
So do you think that without the exploit, do you think that code would have been stronger overall in the past year?
I wouldn't be so sure because when you are winning for too long, you become dead a bit. Like players start to leave because they are bored. There's no point to fight, so you start becoming weaker by a bit. So I think that was happening with Code as well. Like they lost purpose to the game as they had no one to fight. So Code players started leaving. Asteria players started having urge to become free, and that was that tipped the balance. I think that would have balance would have shifted in like 6 months, not in 2 months like it did with the bug. But I think the balance would have shifted either way.
Mm-hmm. If you would have to criticize something from code, what would that be?
I mean, Croatia tried to bully Lithuania, so I mean, I cannot be very friendly about that. They made us into a scapegoat, so yeah, that would be my main critique. And they also did have, I think, same problem as Theo did with being elitism, but I think it happens with either side. So
yeah, talking about code, maybe many are saying that there is something called a bot farm, there are bots appearing in the game, and things like that. What do you know about this? What can you tell us about this? What's your opinion about this?
I mean, it obviously exists. Like, there's no doubt about that. Before it was calling bot with many accounts, but calling a board and all his accounts. But it's still around from time to time. And meanwhile, Croatia also has their bot farm, which they call the real players that log in at 3 a.m., 50 players at the same time. That's real organization right there. I mean, it's obvious it's bots, so I'm not sure.
As a counter tactic, Castiria or Hydra were not able to counter that. Do you know anything about your side being able to counter this? Because I mean, in every war, if you see that the enemy has something, you want to acquire that technology.
Yeah, I mean, some countries fought fire with fire. So, for example, right after the Big Bang Hammer, also plenty of Macedonian small accounts were banned, which also are not maybe real players.
Okay. Okay, so...
But also, once again, Macedonians were punished, but somehow code is still alive.
Yeah. Okay. How do you see the game evolving after this? Yeah. Probably you will stop playing. You said that you will stop playing. How do you see the game going after this point? Because okay. Let me make a parenthesis. You said that you're not gonna play anymore. But I always postulate a theory on my stream that you cannot quit Erepublik because it's like a drug. You're only taking a break. The player with the longest break I know so far is Pfeiffer, who was able to stay clean for 4 years, but eventually he will come back. So where do you think Erepublik will go as it looks right now?
I mean, there's two ways it's gonna go. Either admins start listening to community and trying to start doing something about it, or community will slowly die because that ban hammer was harsh, and I think, like from the players I spoke to, most doesn't have any will to come back, nor have anything to come back to when the accounts are banned.
So this is also yeah. Continue, please.
I think it's like major point for Republic. Either Republic chooses to cooperate with players or it dies. One of the two.
Okay. Good. As I said, you said you played this game for such a long period of time. What is the country you cooperate the best with?
Definitely the one I mentioned the most, Macedonia.
And the country that... Yeah, continue.
I mean, the Hydro Alliance is our core, so like we always rely on them. Our big ally was always Macedonia, but our brothers Latvia was also always close to the heart, and they are ready to cooperate at any time. So like Netherlands, Spain, like they are great friends of ours. So really no complaints there. Like we can always rely on them as Lithuanian.
Yeah, you told me earlier that Croatia was the country that you are not able to deal with at all. Was Croatia your nemesis, or there was an enemy that you respected on the battlefield the most, and despite the fact that it was a foe, you really respected for the way they fought against you?
I mean, Croatia played us dirty, but I still have to somewhat respect them, as they did major effort. They from top 10 country they became top tier, which is major improvement. So I mean it's fair game, but I think the one country that they respect the most was Turkey from the enemy side. Back in maybe 2017 or 2018, they were quite irrelevant, but then they made like a great tactic to basically like nuclear firepower the ending moments. Like at the T80, they all come and push the walls, which no one could deal with. Like no one could understand how to fight that, and like they really won lots of battles with that. And also, Might and Magic was always a really great tactician that I respected. So I think from enemy side, it was always the country that I respected the most, Turkey, even though they are dead now for the most part.
What country do you think has the best foreign affair minister of best foreign affairs? Which country was always impressed in terms of how they negotiated, how they acted, how they worked? Because okay, a big part of the game is fighting. You are legend 20. You are able to push walls with the force. But also a big part of the game, or at least it was when I actively played, it was I don't know, talking. And I remember that from my point of view, whenever I had to deal with the Hungarians, I don't know how they did it, but they always fell on their feet. What was the case for which country impressed you from this point of view?
Honestly, anyone but Lithuania, because I wasn't good at it. But from my point of view, once again, Macedonia, but overall, it was always Serbia. I think that was the major power of Asteria that kept everyone together. Like, I may have some disagreements with some of them, but always it was some sort of power that kept everyone together and always found compromises. So they definitely did a really great job at it.
Okay, another question. Who was your Nemesis in the game? Your fierce enemy on the battlefield?
As a country or as a player?
As a player.
I don't really think I have one. Oh, okay. Colonel Bruce, Slovenian. Like, we had 2 legendary battles that I'm really proud of, and yeah, we had that. We didn't get along when I was Asterian, so it evolved into something. And once they changed sides, it became a magical thing that we have always someone to fight if we want to.
And talking about the Nemesis, what was your best eRepublik moment in all these 13 years or the last 5 years when you played on this account?
It's a really hard one.
Okay, you can pick 2 then.
So once again, when I was talking about the 3 players that kept Lithuania together, as we call 3 musketeers. So I think our major moment was when we were in Southern America and entire Code countries, I think at the moment they were Syndicate, airstriked us and we managed to defend back. And also at the same time, Brazil, Chile, and Argentina attacked us. There was airstrikes from Croatia, Italy, and one another country. Like there were 6 attacks at the same time, and we managed to defend it. And at the same time, there was a big fight with Ike, the Italian. Like he did the battle record for a long time, and we managed to defend it. Like after really hard work. It was always like we had to tank non-stop because like he was Legend 20 at that time. I was at Legend 7 perhaps, and Tila's Fairy and She's a Gun was at Legend 3 or 4. So at least always have to do 2 players tanking non-stop because Iki had some firefighting to do. And another one, maybe it isn't as memorable, but I would say it was battle against Slovenia, the one that I waited so long for.
Against Colonel Bruce?
Yeah. Either helping Macedonia when they airstrike Thailand to defend their bonuses, or the one they attacked in Italy and we managed to defend off Italy and make Slovenia irrelevant for quite some time. So perhaps one of these two.
Nice memories over there. However, there are good moments and bad moments, and right now I'm gonna ask you about the worst eRepublik moment. Aside from the one that occurred a few days ago.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Probably obvious one is when we were by Poland for over a year. That was perhaps 3 years. I don't remember now. It's a bit too long ago for me to remember. So yeah, that was really sad because most of our community died. Like we were at zero morale. We had no one to rely on. So it was a sad times, but we managed to get out from that.
And after that, Poland being very, very close in the neighborhood, were you able to get along with them eventually? Or they were still like, okay, you are our enemy, but beware, we are stronger now?
At some point in time, we became friendly with them, but then once again, when Croatia became strong, they became afraid to be friendly with us because we were like active fighters, so they became neutral again, and that it was like, I don't know, we coexistence, like we are neighbors, maybe we are not the best neighbors, but we are neighbors, so we will not throw rocks into your yard and you will not throw into our one. So it was never good, but it was decent.
Yeah, nice. Okay, over here right now, I'm doing the interview, I'm asking the question, but if you would be able to ask a few questions, and of course, if you would get an answer, what would you ask Plato?
I mean, why one-sided treatment? Obvious one. And why do you hate the Republic so much?
What would you ask Coach?
Do you feel better now when you have no one to fight against?
And what would you ask Asteria and Hydra?
There's no one to ask now, so.
Does no one is
it
left?
feel good to be dead? I mean, just basically a graveyard worker that looks over the graves. Sorry.
So, in the light of the last thing you said, do you think Asteria has absolutely no power right now?
Next to none. I mean, just Romania is alive. Everyone else quit, so.
Romania had only 8 banned players. True, our president, our minister of foreign affairs, and minister of defense.
It's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, just the core of the country.
Yeah, no big deal. I'm not sure. Obviously, I mean, I didn't see any fighting spirit left in us, so. To be fair, maybe the fair option was to leave the ship before it sank. But most players chose to stay in the ship, so it is what it is now.
Okay. Is there anything that you would wanted me to ask and I haven't?
Probably regarding future of Erepublik.
Okay, what do you think about the future of Erepublik?
So there's one project we were working on, but unfortunately, I hoped it would be ready before the interview so I could talk more about it. But it will be ready probably tomorrow. So basically, both sides are now trying to cooperate to establish communication with admins, which maybe would help to save the game from being irrelevant. So it would be nice if admins did listen to us and would help us to make the future of Erepublik, which they could have done way before. Like, I believe never admins did have proper communication with players. Like, it's always some superior being that just does things and you cannot question them, and he's always right. Like
it's a dictatorial style.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we are the customers. Like, we are always right. I mean, I pay money to Erepublik. I used to pay money for Erepublik. You pay money for Erepublik. Like, we should know better than Plato does. Like, what should happen with the game, shouldn't we?
Yeah, but let's remember that there were a few attempts like this. I remember 11th of March when a lot of presidents were banned. There were many attempts in the past. We no longer buy packs, things like that. But in the end, players were not able to find a common front to communicate with Plato. Why do you think? What is different this time?
Perhaps that both sides are united. I hope. Like, maybe would manage to make push together, like to convince Plato that we are worthy to listen to you. And I mean, at any time, Plato could have established communication with players. Like, if he's too lazy to talk to with too many players, he just could make just one meeting with leaders of both sides to say what could help you improve the game. Like, just things like that. Like, small things that would establish communication. I think that's all it was needed. And also, perhaps it was nice if it treated both sides equally at all times. Like, it's always, like, my opinion is subjective because I'm from one side and I'm loyal fighter of the side, so I cannot talk. But I always felt like Plato had biased against us. Like, for example, there was like infamous train tactic. Perhaps you heard about it. And it's impossible to fight against. So Bulgaria was wiped under the train, and they had nothing to do. So they wrote to admins, what could we do? Like, please change something so we could find back. Admin said, sorry, we cannot do anything. Try diplomacy, which is basically insult. And once sides switched and enemies became gone under the trains, Plato changed the rules. So, I mean, it could have been done way before. So if Plato communicated with players, I think game could improve way faster and into the ways players wish to. That's all.
And one last question. Now that 1 year has passed since the event and now that you're banned, do you feel sorry for using the exploit back then?
It's a hard question.
That is why I saved it for the last.
Yeah. I believe it's unfair against our enemies. It is unfair, but also I do not feel sorry because it was what was needed at that time for us to win. So it's either use bug or be deleted. So we chose what was better for us.
Do you think that if the other side would have discovered this bug, they would have employed it in the same way?
Absolutely.
So after all, we are all fierce Erepublik players. You don't think that nobody has honors on either side, right? I mean, honor. Nobody would have said, "Okay, here's a bug. Let's do something about it."
I mean, there was players who reported it many times, and it was up to player to decide when to fix it. And it depends on what level you are playing. I mean, if you're playing casual and you don't care much about what happens in the battles, I don't think you would report it, and you would probably wouldn't use it. But if you care to win battle and if you care what happens to your country, I think you would most probably use it.
I have to admit, you have a point over here. I mean, if I would have discovered the bug, I would have used it first to see if it actually worked. Then to convince myself, I would have used it second. And the next stream, I would have come on the stream and so, hey, look at what I discovered! But if I would have not had the stream, probably I would have shared it with my alliance and things like that. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, everybody wants to be on the winning side and to find a way to win the battle, right?
Yep.
Thank you very much
We are
for
really competitive.
yeah, thank you very much for taking the time to answer all the questions. There are still over 330 people, 230 people watching the stream, and I agreed that at the end we will try to answer a few questions from the chat. So, do you agree with that?
Yep, sure. Let's go.
Okay, so chat, feel free to ask questions in the chat. Please put the question normally and do not ask something specific like what is the height of IpSiArt or what is his favorite football club. By the way, what is your favorite football club?
I have none because I'm not really invested into football.
So you are into basketball?
Not really.
What is
But,
your favorite sport then?
I will probably say it's basketball because like it's national sport of Lithuania, and I live in Kaunas, and we have fairly famous team Žalgiris, so I will go with that.
Žalgiris Kaunas, yeah. Okay, earlier you sent me a video about how the bug occurred, so I will try to play it on the screen while people are sending the questions. And so basically, Clopoyaur, this is how the bug worked. You see, this is activated. You're activating this, and then everything goes endlessly.
Also, to add that it's fairly obvious bug, like it's really easily noticeable, like it's even visible on other players. So I was surprised how no one really noticed it for so long.
Yeah, I also used the deployed, but probably I was not able to do it exactly at 35%.
No, it doesn't have to be 35. Like it's our efficiency.
Yeah, Furious Lady asks you, how many players have you met in real life, and did you organize any meetings in Lithuania? Maybe you said at one point you were only 3 people playing.
We didn't, because I was living in England at the time, so we were all far away, like from each other, so it was really no point. And as for players I've met, probably around 10, I'd say. 5 from foreign countries and 5 from Lithuania.
And which of the people that you met impressed you the most?
I mean, it would definitely be Elena. Yeah, Elena, for sure.
Okay, Miss Rainy Sandy asks you, when did the original IpSiArt retire? And how come you inherited the account? What was the process involved over here?
Originally, IpSiArt retired like 5 years ago, and like we were always cooperating. We were like the big three, so and I was the closest one to him, so it was natural for him to leave it to me.
Nice. 11 asks you, what do you think about Iran? We never mentioned in the interview anything about this country.
Which country?
Iran.
No, not a fan.
What
We
did you
always
say?
had our not the biggest fan, let's say. We always had our issues, and even if we were on the same side, we really didn't like each other much or cooperate much. It was the one country that we had beef always with.
Okay, somebody else in the chat asked, okay, I'm not seeing the question anymore. Yeah, I think you answered this at the start of the stream, but probably Verdun Zero was not here. What do you think would have been a correct punishment for using this bug exploit?
I think either punishing materially the ones who used it, or refunding the ones who were fighting against us. To be the most proper punishment or benefit, the way the planet decides.
Nazgul asks you, why do you think admins let the exploit roll? Do you think that admins were happy to generate money by boosting free-to-player fighting against visas?
Yeah, I believe so. Because also the thing is, maybe it was the bug existed even before that one original Erepublik application come out, and we didn't notice it because it was harder to notice. So, yeah, I do believe admins kept it to generate more money because there was really heavy spending at that time.
Longush asks you, how did you invested so much time and actually how did you get to spend the money you spent in Erepublik? What was your motivation? Was it the fighting? Was it the community? Was it the game? What kept you motivated for all this period of time to play Erepublik and to invest the time and money?
Oh, it was absolutely community. Like we always. I mean, it's community that keeping this game together, so it's always what you fight for, and also alliance friends always keeping us together, and also maybe patriotism for my country. You know, just Lithuania isn't a very big country in real life, and we are that well known, but in game we can become more famous and also like bring more light to Lithuania. So perhaps that was also one major factor.
Do you know of any other exploit that has been used and not punished?
I do not. From what I remember now.
Tifonus asks you about the deal with Croatia during the resource wars and why Croatia airstriked you after that. What happened over there?
Basically, they were looking for someone to punish for the loss, and they were looking for a scapegoat, and Lithuania was really comfortable because simply they never said anything proper. Yes, there was some talks with Lemmy, but it was never Lemmy who said that there was some sort of deal or anything. So they were looking for a scapegoat.
So you earlier told me that the country you were not able to get along with were Croatia. Was Croatia and you still tried to make a deal in the resource war? How was what is the process behind this? It's just my curiosity, it's not a general question in the chat.
I'm not... It's a good question. I have no answer to. Basically, okay, once again, I think it's fair time to say it now, but it's once again about admin work. Basically, I was staying up till 4 a.m. to wait for resource, and the way that the resource wars worked, you have to send many tickets to admins to get answers how the event works, because no one had clue, and it was basically random. So I sent many tickets to admins till I got an answer, and I was waiting for aluminium at that time, not aluminium, saltpeter, and at night the admins answered me 5 minutes after it was too late, so it seemed very fishy to me, and some countries knew about that, so maybe I got a bit angry. So therefore the deal happened. It wasn't really the deal, just communication.
Yeah, and you talked about admins right now. When we first talked about this interview, you said, okay, we will do the interview, but I need to chill down a little bit. Out of the, I don't know, the rage, the madness, the frustration, and right now when the things have chilled out a little bit, who do you who you are, I don't know, pointing your rage to? Who do you think is the first one to blame? Is it you for using the exploit? Is it Golden for telling you about? Is it Plato for not punishing you? Is it, I don't know, who do you feel like is to blame? Because we are humans, we are always tend to find somebody that is guilty.
Yeah, I'm human, so I will not blame myself. So the blame goes to admins and perhaps their lack of proper communication with us.
The proper communication with them, that means. Okay, chat, we are done with the questions. Okay, yeah, somebody in the chat earlier, I don't remember. Yeah, Bandera, it was. You said that there were still players that use the exploit that are not banned. You said that you know about such a player. I ask you at the yes/no question. But what are your feelings about the players that use this exploit accidentally and still got banned? Do you have knowledge about this?
I do not, personally. Because the way also admins answered me, it was they said it was obviously intentional. So I hope at least they did enough work to know that it was really intentional using of exploits. But maybe there was exceptions. I don't know that. Don't know about that.
Also, one of the Romanian players that were banned told me that when he appealed, he got something like an automated message. Did you? Probably you made an appeal, right? When you got the temporary ban. Did you got an elaborate answer in regards with your appeal, or to got something like 3 lines? Thank you for your appeal. It's denied.
It was really same message for everyone. It's really annoying because I tried to get a different answer, but also once again the answer was the same question and it's same answer. It's same for everyone. I mean, I can read it for you if you want that.
Please.
We have reviewed the logs on your citizen account and your pattern of activating boosters while deploying during November and December of 2019 proves you willingly and repeatedly exploited the bug. And that's the entire answer.
It's only 2 lines.
Yeah, 2 lines. For thousands of hours I invested in this game, I get 2 lines as for answer why it's all gone.
Yeah, I have to admit that's a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, it is. And that's what I speaking about communication with admins.
Oh damn. Ask him about the heater script. I don't know anything about the heater script. Can you tell us something about the heater script?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Me neither. Acraniacs asked that. Yeah, well, during the summer, during the event in the summer with all the terrains and something, I remember Swordage was permanently banned for using such a script. Do you have any knowledge of anyone using that?
I quit during the summer event, but because I didn't like it at all, so I have no knowledge at that time. Basically, I quit for 4 months because it was too frustrating for me.
Okay. Thank you very much once again for your time. Hope you enjoyed the time with the Clopo crew. Hope Clopo crew got the answers to their questions as well. And yeah, may you enjoy the time out of Erepublik. And even though I'm about to end the interview, I still want to ask you. In the last 2 weeks, you had a lot of free time because you're no longer playing Erepublik. How do you use that time?
Probably wasted it because I don't remember what I did, honestly.
So you still feel the need to go on the Erepublik chats to talk with the people?
Yeah, there was lots of frustration, and the public side didn't die up so fast, so it had to happen, I guess. I'm not sure where I will spend that now.
So, would you agree with me when I would say that the Erepublik is not necessarily a fighting game, but a social one?
Definitely.
Thank you very much once again for being here. Wish you best of luck in the future. Thank you very much for the special hospital that you gifted me like 2 months ago. Thanks to you, I have something unique in my collection.
Glad to help.
And looking forward to see you on the stream, even though you are not, you're no longer playing Erepublik. And by the way, do you play any other games? What are your favorite PC games?
I played Destiny 2 a lot. I love that game. Also, Civilization 5. I think it's quite typical for Republic players.
Yeah, that's a great strategy game. Love it. Also
Yeah,
played a little bit. How do you say good night or goodbye in Lithuanian language, because over here people on my stream, everybody knows what mai departe means, so I'm also trying to learn foreign languages. So how do I say goodbye or see you soon, IpSiArt?
Viso gero?
Wow.
Like, viso gero?
Husa gero?
Viso gero.
Viso gero.
Yeah, goodbye, basically.
Yeah, but before saying Viso gero, please address a personal message from you to the Clopo crew.
I mean, I would like it to be positive, but it's a bit hard to be this time. Well, some things happened, but I wish that you would put in some effort to make communication with admins to keep this game alive and make sure that we would still have something to enjoy for the time to come, that it wouldn't die off.
Thank you very much, and also thank you very much for having the courage to talk about all these things. It takes a bit of guts to actually come in front of everybody and tell everything. Thank you once again.
Right.
See you next time. Bye bye, IpSiArt. Cause okay, I forgot the words already. You tell them.
Viso gero.
Mai departe, Clopoyaur. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen.